Good afternoon, and welcome back to the One Celtic Fans View. Celtic can meet Aberdeen in the final. If, it's a big if. Just do this. Yep. Celtic can meet Aberdeen if they win tomorrow. What a crap game of football! That was. It got nothing until really with about 2 minutes to go in extra time. But it is Aberdeen who win. So Ian Aberdeen, who's regular on this channel, he'll be absolutely delighted. I thought it was absolutely disgusting that the three people that were watching the game were all Rangers fans. Because surely they could pick out someone, the BBC can pick out somebody from Aberdeen and Hearts to have spoke about the game rather than three Rangers loving fans. But that's Scottish football for you. That is Scottish football for you. And the fact is that Celtic tomorrow, they will know that if they go into the game and they win, they will meet Aberdeen. Aberdeen, who could not fill out their allocation once again at Hampden, will want around 20-odd thousand. They want about 22,000 for Hampden for the final. Should they get it? They will get it because that's the way that Hampden works. What did you think about that sending off? For me, couldn't happen to a better player. He dives about when he gets tackled, trying to get people booked, and Devlin deserves to get sent off as far as I'm concerned. I don't like him as a player. I think that he tries to get people booked all over the park. So it was a little bit of karma for Devlin. Yes, Lanky, you're right. It was the most boring semi-final that I've had to watch and endure, I think, ever in my life. It was a terrible game of football. Hearts going to 5 at the back was the majority of the game. And you're just like, it's a semi-final. Have a go. Anyway, hopefully Celtic players will be sitting in the hotel in Glasgow, because they wouldn't have got home after the training session today. They would all be back to the hotel in Glasgow, chilling out, watching that game, having their dinner tonight. And then early nights before maybe they're all going to, I don't know. Yeah, they usually do stay at the hotel the night before a semi-final. Anyway, let's jump into the comments. Bring on the sheep, hail from the sunny Gallagate. Easy game against Aberdeen once we beat St Johnstone, says Esther Forbes. Yeah, I think so. I have to go to Seagull's Skeleton. I'm selling for 16 quid. What? Yes, Tommy. Yes, he's a little. Devlin is a player that he went down. He must have went down at least 8 or 9 times during the game, trying to get players booked, and that was karma. Karma for me. Both teams were poor. Both teams were absolutely rank rotten, to be fair. There's one player in Aberdeen that I think that we might fear, and that's the big guy up front. But there's no Huns in Hampden. That's the main thing. Last time we played St Johnstone, they won. Nothing guaranteed. Nothing granted. Nothing is, but when it comes to Hampden, I think that Celtic, and especially Brendan Rodgers knows that that's a game that can get him to a final. He knows that he will want the personal accolades of being a manager. I know that nobody talks about trebles within the club during the season, but Brendan Rodgers, once the season's done and dusted, and once we've hopefully won the treble, the league's in the bag, the 55 is inbound. Once Brendan Rodgers sits down with the players, and once they've had their little bit of holiday, and then they come back into pre-season, and they all sit around the table, as it says. They'll sit around the canteen or wherever, and talk about their goals and aspirations for the season upcoming. And it's always the case that Brendan Rodgers says, right, the target is to win every competition domestically. That's the target. And so it should be for a club like Celtic. His target has to be winning everything. And sometimes you can do it, sometimes you can't. Brendan Rodgers will want to be known as a manager that's won the most trebles for Celtic. That's won, I mean, he's getting up there. And he will want to set his own targets. He will definitely want to set his own targets. And he knows that getting past St Johnstone tomorrow and getting to another final gets him back on that touchline at Hampden with the knowledge that if they win it, they're treble winners. And there's nothing better. There's nothing better. Brendan Rodgers can talk about the times that they won a treble under his previous tenureship. He can talk about an inspiration to all the players who came through the system with Brendan, or not so much through the system, but who played for Brendan, who then went on to so-called bigger clubs or bigger wages. We'll say bigger wages, not bigger clubs. They went on to bigger wages. And, you know, these are the games that people look back on. And Brendan Rodgers will say that. Say this is your last chance. This is last chance saloon. If you're trying to impress someone somewhere else, if you're trying to get a move away, you need to do it in big, big games. And there comes no bigger game than getting from a semi-final to a final. And it's not just about thinking about your future and what you're trying to, if you're trying to impress other teams and other scouts. It's about winning and having that medal sitting at the end of your career, sitting with a medal of the Scottish Cup and making it a treble season. Brendan Rodgers' team talk is going to be so easy. Do you know? He tells them to just go out and play their football. Be the stars that they already are. But anyway, that's all for tomorrow. We'll talk about that more tomorrow morning. Barry, my wee grandson, Reggie, shout out. He was born yesterday. Another junior for the Milton Provos. It must be a time for it, Davey. But a big shout out to your grandson, Reggie. I've had another added to my clan in the last week also. So, yeah, that's all good. Congratulations, mate. Lanky, hopefully, will be a warning to the bench. I want to talk about if you are going to the game tomorrow. Make sure that you get there early. Because today was a complete nightmare. There was thousands of fans outside as the game kicked off today. Just changing the name of that to Aberdeen. Celtic could meet Aberdeen in the final if we win. Let's hope we do it tomorrow, Baz. Says Joseph. Heartless performance. It was what it was, wasn't it? It was what it was. It is what it is. Live on Celtic TV. Celtic have just put a thing out saying that the St Johnstone, the semi-final, is live on Celtic TV tomorrow. We know it's on a lot of other stations, but if you're aiming to book a place, Celtic are aiming to book a place in the third successive Scottish Cup final when they meet St Johnstone on Sunday, April the 20th at Hampden Park. Tune in from 2:45 Celtic Park time as Celtic TV. Dylan Docherty and the Celtic great Peter Grant bring you all the action from the National Stadium. Pulling out the big guns. We'll hear from Brendan Rodgers pre-match as he speaks to Matthew Campbell, sharing his thoughts on the starting 11 for the semi-final against St Johnstone at half-time. We revisit some Hampden Classics semi-finals, the one in 2007 and the one in 2017. The match will be available live on Celtic TV for all subscribers outside the UK and Ireland. Live commentary, full match replay will be on demand from midnight Celtic Park time for subscribers. But there you go. If you pay the cash to Celtic, you'll be able to watch it later on today. St Johnstone, Celtic. Celtic are the holders of the Scottish Cup. Brendan rules at Hampden. He does rule at Hampden. When it comes to it, Hampden is our ground. It'll be interesting to see what team he plays tomorrow. We spoke about it briefly this morning. I think if Aberdeen play anything like they did today in the final, and Celtic do get through to the final, it could be one of the easiest finals in a long time. That's all I'm going to say, because I really don't rate Aberdeen at all. I don't rate Aberdeen at all. Taylor has done well. He's made mistakes just like other players, but definitely bounced back, said Lanky. Somebody talking about Greg Taylor. Sally McCoy is interested in him. Palestinian goal scorer. That was sticking the Hearts fans. Yep. And what will be even funnier, and I said this to the missus, I wonder if the Palestinian player will score an own goal for Aberdeen against Celtic, right in front of the Palestine flag that will be just behind the goals at one point in the Aberdeen end. Surely Celtic can't be as bad. Nah, Celtic will never be as bad as that tomorrow. If Celtic's St Johnstone game is as bad as that, would be as well giving up Scottish football and just playing the league, because that was a terrible game. Before Brendan came, we had bad results at Hampden in 2016 onwards. It was trebles galore. Yep, I can remember there was one under Ronnie Dyler where we got beat by that mob, and I didn't even go into the game. I had 2 tickets for it, but someone fell ill outside the ground, having too much drink. No, not me, so I had to stay with them, and we ended up not going into the game. And it was raining that day, and I always had a bad luck thing at Hampden. If it rains at Hampden and we're playing them, it was always going to be difficult, let's just say. Boring game, terrible. Yeah, Helen, it was an absolutely rubbish game. Absolutely rubbish game. But it is what it is. It's all down to Celtic tomorrow and what they can do at Hampden. Make sure you hit the thumbs up button. I'm just doing a quick video because there's not a lot of more Celtic giving random Sky Sports shout out on live broadcast. There we go. Scorelines tomorrow. A lot of people are saying that Celtic are going to get a cricket score. I can't see it at all. But Brendan Rodgers does eye the semi-final as revenge. Tomorrow morning we'll start getting really excited, because we'll do a live at 10 o'clock tomorrow morning before you all head off to Glasgow, to Hampden. And if you're in Glasgow, you'll be kicking around, getting ready to go to the Boozers. And yeah, do we need to subscribe? He's stuck at 2491. No, Jim, that's it's not a live update. We're actually at 21,500 now. 21,500. But I can't get the thing to update live as it stands. It's something that I'll work on tonight or tomorrow at some point. Chris Griffin's going for 5-0 the Hoops. Tommy's going an own goal 1-0 will do. Nah, not an own goal 1-0. I'm wanting a good scoreline tomorrow. I want a good scoreline. Anyway. Chris D's in the middle, scrolling back and rolling a doobie. Anyway, there's not a lot of other football getting played today. Have a fantastic day wherever you are, Celtic fans all around the world. And remember, get your... Oh, wrong one. I need to take that picture of Bruni done. I love that picture. Bruni absolutely smashed. Let's remove that. We'll get that off, and make sure you get your 4 in a row t-shirt. A big shout out to everyone who has bought the 4 in a row champions t-shirts. There's been about half dozen sold so far, which I'm more than happy with. Make sure that you get them. The ones that have been sent out today look like they're going to get delivered next Friday. So on that note, have an absolutely fantastic day, Celtic fans, wherever you are, all around the world.